Anɔpa nonsia me ya hwefo nyina kye ema makwaba ediba XTV ya anɔpa nonsia kase so kase boy efrin krampo ni matemu dia eye pokwase festivals adum plaza building ni mo ene ye hye sanson sawokopie mu ewa barefoot tinta kase no so na obehu me live dia eye Facebook XTV GH na insem nyina ya keni nyina ewie ne ya hwe ewie no ya bone nyina bede ewo YouTube a eno okọ eye XTV Ghana ubenye bi ahwe na wakenkan na wo so wehu dia ekoso ewo ye memo wo hwe no na wo share na wo comment na wo like wo ye ne sa nyankopon wo bebo papa wo be hira wonson na enne eyofo so bo so ne data so edumie ewo afimpimie na edonumie no emo emra so se ye de nonsia bremu kase ye de ebrewo na nsem ahodo amede brew enanope edo so yan kasa ne di makote bia wo bete ene se wo mampani abedi akire ahaji Dr. Mamudu Baumia de atudwa se Gana mampani na nado dan kwakufuado wabo edwuma papa se ye ye hwe obi o track records ankasa wo mampani wodi mu kinkima pa de ntia wo ka ne sanso emu kire mo obete e wo kase eso na e wo nsam fufuru mu no okopie mu e wo mahye bedwefia bedweku a wo mo ehwe eye enyirma hoodin anapose mines eso wo mo de atudwa se apietifo efie anapose corona yesi ye ede ama no womo nya ne temesa se da no iso bi etoye no na de se womo ni bebi om beda emu kyerem nso obete e wakase eso na ede abarefoot tinta kase no so na otwe wie na bepie mu se akyerɛkyerɛfo wo my Ghana se de GS e de aba betudwa se womo e de uniform e ma womo so be hye atade se school for na pepepe na so GS edin semi ababetu ja se enye nokre wo be hu sa asemi bia bogu na enye nokre emu kyerem obete e wakase eso nsem bi kan we hu na mede brew se anopa no nsia kase abrame Obaapa Mavis Akosua Atteh medikase ebrewo ma metwa me hu si ma me ba medikase boy emu kyekye makasa ede bebrew Diechire ahaji Dr. Mamudu Bawumia wono edano ya wada wobone homodin wone Ghana ekokasa kamia yese afi fiti afi etwemu edibepim afi no na tese yesika sem no enhyeda engina brane tese eyade a wato aba fom krokrakra we ne hwehwe a entimi enye ye intenam so ntino Ghana fodudu na na hyase a womo ekasa ebisa se no wo mampani abedi kira wono de wosi eba ne sikasem a odi mu kinkima no owahia na owo hodi a womra na wombe kasa na wo bekai kura mampani da John Dramani Mahama kura bekan ye ese moja mampani abedi kire no wono wosi wachi dollar no say dollar no mo ene timi achi no edi esiem o mampani beba wo beba eda no ye wada wase hwe mekoya amasana ba mini na mafiche he ya me ko bebia ye na Ghana fo mo ngina na me kyekye mo nsemu me ma mo hu de ekoso ewo yesi kasemu wen de wode nsema hodo na ena wotme edi etudwa na eno mo ena wosanso edi tudwa kyerem sem Ghana mampani na adodan kwakufuado wo bone homodin papa o hwe mpuntu nyuma se ne yesi kasema to apeti anse na wo mo eba aban mu a ombesiesie ni nyina sese no niema ekoyie ekokan ede emaye no wo ka kire Ghana fo se wo hwe mampani anapose mpanifo a uma betra bedwa kase su a wo wo track records papa endie o mampani na adodan kwakufuado odi mu kinkima pa ye ko ne ko hwe se na Dr. Mamudu Baumia echeche ni sem emu.
The trade balance recorded a surplus for 5 successive years for the first time in over 30 years. We've recorded surplus for 5 successive years. The trade balance was in deficit between 2013 and 2016, but moved from a deficit of 1.7 billion in 2016 to a surplus of 1.1 billion in 2017, a larger surplus of 1.8 billion in 2018, and an even larger surplus of 2.2 billion by 2019. The impact of COVID-19 has seen a reduction in the surplus to 2.04 billion in 2020 and a further reduction to 1.1 billion in 2021. Nevertheless, this is still a much stronger performance than the trade deficit of 1.7 billion recorded in 2016, which, ladies and gentlemen, the positive trade balances resulted in a narrowing of the current account deficit as a percentage of GDP between 2017 and 2019, but a subsequent widening of the deficit in 2020 and 2021 as a consequent widening of the deficit in 2020 and 2021 as a result of COVID-19. Even that notwithstanding COVID-19, our current account position between 2017 and 2021 is much stronger than that between 2013 and 2016. Improvements in the current account performance and increased capital inflows have helped to boost Ghana's international reserves. The data shows that gross international reserves increased from 6.1 billion in 2016 to 8.4 billion 4 months of import cover by 2019, and subsequently to 9.6 billion 4.4 months of import cover at the end of 2021. By February 2022, the gross international reserves had decreased marginally to 9.5 billion for 4.3 months of import cover. So in terms of gross international reserves, our economic situation is still much stronger than what it was in the 2016 period. Now we come to the fiscal balance. The trade balance.
Dr. Mamudu Baumia and Wakasana was a munya GDA, a woman penimo, na sanity biano, Bosha Sass, and so dear, Yadia, what the end Beka could true. Now, Oko Piemo, our Mashibe Jeffia, a year parliamentary select committee, a woman, a war mines and energy, as so a dear to just say, who be here, say a bind the best share, now a year at Memufoni at this year. Edano afiya shasia yanke bia nhemu ayati yese exposure kase bi ema ne homene so ewa pieti bogoso atoye mantem ho a enam so nipa dodo na eno wahwe omo nkwa dodo na enanso omo epra ejapade dodo na enetimi ahwe a chese ebepim na wo mu kro no entimi anya te se na mre bi etwemu no na ete no enamanu sunti impanifo ahodo na enetimi okayo omo adoye wono mo di aduane eko wono mo di mattress eko wono mo di toiletry eko nyema ahodo na eno mo timi edikoyo omo adoye aban kura etimi edi ato dwase omo ba behwe se wo mo beye ekuro no fufuro kura etimi edi ama womo na enomo and a parliamentary select committee on mines and energy womo di aba beto dwase ehu behia pa se aban wosi namso enya de wo mehu hwe entino so wosi dia wonya ne ntem no wonse ne ntem pa san se yenu se ebra ye wo mu enche kra na isuo no ahyase se etoto na wotwetwe me kra ye hu bi eto prenu so na je se wo mu etwem se eto impo no na de hye wo honum tenta ye body ma wo no isuo no ne from no ese dri ni nyina esan so etimi ediguye enti dio awono ena ye dwemteni edima bedwekoi eye ononyam ni John Abujinapo wono ene sentrefo ekasai.
We would want to call on government to expedite action towards the reconstruction of the affected community. The rains have already started. This area experiences very heavy rainfall patterns, and so it's only proper and fair that government prioritizes the reconstruction of the community so that members of the community can reset it. Affected people can move and then begin to live a normal life. We've also been informed that a temporary structure is being put in place so they can move the affected people from their tents. It is our hope that government would expedite action. But let me assure you, members of the affected community, that the Committee of Mines and Energy, once we get back to Accra, we shall invite the Minister and the Minerals Commission and to inquire from them exactly how has accrued from the disaster fund, how they intend to apply those monies, and we shall direct that upon the application and disbursement of the funds, we would request and insist on proper.
Na enoechi eye dwenteni abediechire eye wopeni Mavis donko wononso edin semse enedi etudwa.
For transparency's sake, as a committee, after here, we have it on our program that we want to have a first-hand information on whatever is happening here, where the incidents took place, where the people are, and with the reconstruction, what is actually going on now. We've seen all that. We've come, the chief have also spoken, we heard what he said. So as a committee, we are going to interrogate more. We are going to talk to the minister more. We are going to engage the minister more. We are going to also engage the Minerals Commission on how best they can move this project forward. And with the transparency bit, yes, we will engage the minister on how much, as the ranking said, what has been received so far, what has been used so far, and also the timelines for work, which is very, very important, very, very necessary. So timelines for the works that they're actually doing on site, we have to also interrogate that to actually push the project forward, so that anyone who donated anything to this project or this cause will know whatever.
Edima abedweko no ene wono so etime akasa no ya to ansem no so na wotwetwe mu no ene beta odwasa wokopie mu e o mahebedwefia na kyerese mahebedwe chiame etime ahyese mahebedwafo kobolofo ewo honom a womo epe dwuma pa kamia se abra no mu wo school mu no omo ye kobolo papa ompe school so ko sanso eno mu dia ba mahebedwefi a womo ma mahebedwe dwuma no entimi enkonkan eno nti wahyese sankrofoi ode womo ama privilege committee si won bisa omo de nti a womo atene fie na womo ntimi emme dwuma ma mahebedwe dwuma no entimi enkonkan na bram womo ekwa asetena wode nsemi ede etudwa na mutaka mu baraka wono mahebedwe ni edima de hye omo wo asawase abato mpeswa so wo ye minority chief whip wo mahebedwe fie wo se won ti ase de nti a mahebedwe chiame wo se wo bifufura wono enyi womo ne no ene wo mahebedwe fie ena won kyerɛ sɛ womo onfa womo anapo sɛ won twe won baso na na manu sinti mahebedwe chiame etimi etie na asem na abra na wo ne no eyiyi nsem ano no yenko ne kohwese na asem no esiye.
Every application to Parliament shall, and I think the word there is shall, be in the form of a petition. And every petition must be presented by a member of Parliament, who shall be responsible for the observance of the rules contained in Appendix A. Mr. Speaker, I heard you said, you yourself alluded to the fact that members of Parliament could raise matter that could be referred to privileges, and civil society could equally do same. Mr. Speaker, with the greatest of respect to your office, I disagree with you vehemently when you, Mr. Speaker, want to do that yourself. Because there has to be a member of Parliament who has to do that according to our rules. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Member, read the standing order again.
Mr. Speaker, we'll be careful to listen.
Read the standing order again.
Mr. Speaker, it will be good to listen to me. When I'm done, you have the privilege to make your
Minority Chief Whip.
You have to first
read the standing orders again.
Mr. Speaker, I have read what I want to read, and I've stopped where I want to stop.
Honorable Member,
you listen to me, and when you hear me,
will you resume your seat?
You have to hear me first.
Will you resume your seat?
Mr. Speaker, you have to hear me first.
Will you resume your seat?
Mr. Speaker, we heard you in silence. Please. No. Mr. Speaker, we heard you in silence. Mr. Speaker, it is only fair that you hear us, and when we are done, after the ruling and the decision to be taken, Mr. Speaker, is absolutely yours. But to listen to us.
Enochi and Sembi Nanam from Mosa, oh, dear Corsi, oh, yes, a dom kumano, woman who be titrupa, any onyamni, okujato abrakwa, one no Mashebeni, Edma addition one of tongue about 1 person or say, in Central for Munjin and America, Sembincham was say, dear course, so down no, one time with Takechi, one in the yard, Baku simple, which Mundatia, one in no yard.
The Honorable Muntaka is saying that it's better a member of Parliament raises it. the floodgate should not be open. The speaker should not be acting on, petitions from outsiders. I hold a different view. And remember the Amwatin era, the Privileges Committee had said that they could grant him, leave as long as he wishes until, he is done with his legal woes that he found himself in. When he's out of those shackles, then he could come back and take his seat. Professor Kweku Asare went to court, and on 11th December 2008, the Court of Appeal held that what the Privileges Committee did was wrong. You cannot keep the people of Nkranza at the time, indefinitely unrepresented, and that once you go beyond 15 days, the seat must be declared vacant. I am aligned with the Court of Appeal decision, so I'm not really in the Muntaka camp. I am saying that, look, I don't care how the Speaker... Look, the Speaker on his own, my reading of the standing orders, the Speaker on his own, even without anybody petitioning, the Speaker on his own could have asked the Privileges Committee to take up the matter and deal with absentee MPs. Look, we must build a strong institution, an institution of repute, an institution with a good image. How do we feel when we're always being bashed? That, people are not coming to Parliament, colleagues are not coming, so we form a quorum. So many meetings have to be adjourned because a quorum is not formed and all of that. And I am disappointed that even as an institution, we don't seem to have the internal mechanism to detect. If it hadn't been some of us who did the research, and it emerged that earlier the focus had been on only one person, the Honorable Ajosafu of Dom Kwabenya, and the irony is that one of the people who was hard on her, always bashing her, unleashing a lot of venom on her, he himself apparently, has questions to answer. He's been caught in the web. So I am sad that as an institution, and that's why I've been calling for parliamentary reforms, so that as an institution, once MPs cross the 15-day absentee mark, it will be detected. We can automate, we can use technology. The Honorable Muntaka is saying that it's better a member of parliament raises...
No, onyonyam ne somewhere okwijeto abrakwa wono mashebe ni dima ade hwe one of ton abatom peswaso ye to ansem no so dia na ye ko nhumesue mo oswafo wono ene hwe nhumesue ho nsem so doctor yaw osai edutwum wode nsem bia ba betudwa wo kiremu se si yesi ye pese wo megana ye ni amahodo no etimi si akan wo nhumesue mo na nyema wo mo sua no si ye no mo ekohia enkonkoba ne se ye di yaka etwedia ende ye ntimi nyi science, technology, engineering, and affairs no mathematics no. Aye trinity STEM no. Ye ntimi yi imfemfre mo. Wo se hu be hia pa se ye behwe na ye ne etimi akọ ne senti no. Aban na bone hu modin wo sisi esuko adan a wo mo kire sa science, technology, engineering, and affairs no mathematics no. Na mako du na wo mo esi imprempren no. Wo mo etimi ewie emu mako nan. Just aka mako insia na mako nan no enche kura omukwa kotwa ahmemo na etimi aye adwuma na ahya ase na fenso no se koba ne se ye ni amahodo so no wo ye ni wo mo ekohia ye etimi enke echi wo chim se amahodo so no san nyema yi ene wo mo sua ene etimi boa wo man no ma wo man no so eko nenim ehumesua mu ene bibibiara mu tisi ye se ye ni wo mo ebesi akan dia ye hwe se ye so ye de ye ni ebekọ saa subject yi ehun.
We cannot compete with the rest of the world. We cannot keep up with the rest of the world if we don't move in the area of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The era of rote memorization is over. The era where the best and the brightest is the one who can memorize all the notes from the teacher is over. If we get stuck in that kind of education system, our nation cannot compete. And that is why the president has now given the authority to us to implement STEM and has seriously made investment in STEM like none other. There's never been a time that so much has been poured into science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education. There are 10 schools under construction. At least we have finished 4 of them, and they're going to be open this year. So this year, if you go to Abomosu, You're going to see a school, a high school that you may think is a university. Abomosu STEM Academy has 12 science labs. 12 science labs. We're changing the way we do secondary education in these STEM universities. We cannot compete with the rest of the world. We cannot keep up with the rest of the world if we don't move in the area of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The era of rote memorization is over. The era where the best and the brightest is the one who can memorize all the notes from the teacher is over. If we get stuck in that kind of education system, our nation cannot compete. And that is why the president has now given the authority to us to implement STEM and has seriously made investment in STEM like none other. There's never been a time that so much has been poured into science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education. There are 10 schools under construction. At least we
and now Oswafo wono ene hwe humesia ho nsem so Dr. Yao Osei Educhum ena wetime akasa no na ye dasoro ejina humesia ho nsem so na eno ena ba betodwa na wo hwe wieye ende na mabefo tinta kase no so ene ehu ye so achecherefo bi ene time ahye uniform chese wo hwa na chese infoni no ye de betu eni ma wo hu se na uniform no esefa etie na no mo ne so se de ye se education service no one say dear on ba be hwe sa chechefo on betimi ahye uniform na kokoba ne say o acheche ni bi be sha puskele ke na fe de wo je classroom chechera de no na akola no na adwene ni adekude na wo che no so ne mo no na adwene ewo ni madam na pose ne teacher no atade na ehye no enu na adwene ewo so enti say dear education service for say on ba be hwe apam school atade enti wo mu chrem say sa school atade ma mefoi wo hu wo mo screen so wo mo hye eno ene ba be ya chechefo uniform omo baba shene asi and the Ghana Education Service for most mo de bi bankasa na chechefo no mo ye nkwala na ya pam uniform etimi e de hye wo mo ana na no mo ene ni oswafo yi etimi kasa ye Dr. Yao Osei Educhum e bisa ne se no kre se no mo pam squat ade e de ama e ya chechefo no nso ana wo se hwe himfu ene kasa wo se sebi sa wo hwe enwumaku a wo mo doso pa e wo man mu a eye ehumesua anaposa chechefo e ka bomu ko mo doso papa wo mo ntimi sori waka fa nhihye bi embetudwa abrekwa wo mo ni wo mo enkasaye enti ne wo mo echemu se wo sa asemi e wo be biara sa chechefo ye de uniform e ba be ma wo mo so etimi ahyede a wo se enye nokre obi bia wo ye cheche ne wo betimi ahyatade biara wo pe etimi e de akọ school mo akọ kirade na san krofo ya wo mo nenam o school so a wo hwe yesi ukopie mu awasante mantem a biaye bi anapose school bi aye fra wo mo Akosua Methodist Primary School achechefo no wo mo no na ye chrem se wo mo akasa na wo mo ahyeda ahye school atade se wo mo apama sa atade we ahye se wo mo di motivate wo mo nkola no se na be ya acheche adwuma na wo mo eye no betimi aye akono edi ama nkola no eza se kola ne bebre wo kire wo made no bisa ne se daachi adwuma be na wo pesa wo ya obi ni wo beka se wo pesa me kire ni nti wo ma hye ntade aye uniform se na be ya wo mo be hye nkola no nkran nti we no wo mo kire mo se ebe to abefo tita kase no so no e na mafo kire mo se achechefo e ne ye pam uniform e di ache mo si enya no kwa be biora nti hu sa asem ya bogu na no kwa biara enim me just a woman say na no pe kase me de brew no me fa ni nyina infensi aseda kase en confirm me sponsors woman omo eboa me mametimi di eyi kase etimi ede ebrewo eya chichi beauty salon wono ewo pokuase Adom Plaza building no second floor ho eho e na obehu no nyenya nsa obefre no ode frɛ no ewo 0547 254078 0547254078 Samsung ena Ayet Creation wono so eta mechi pintim opata de papa e de akọ program sakodo biara wo pe bia eno ane se wono so obetimi afre no wasi woji nkwala nso etimi akire omade ete frɛ no ewo 0242 389 851 0242 389 851 asida kese en confirm wona omogina camera na chi e de mame e DJYX na face no fit de twa me etu mu eye Bismarck abra lonso etanachi didindin me executive producers eye nanadwa sapoma e na fence no brasame womo ene tamechi didindin me producer nkasa eye Fafali bless wono so ene tamechi Obaapa me bisa kwesi Atteh medin me sorry sweet die na chese agudie mu nsem ene de to so e de amo me da se emomu ene hwe